I'm Evelyn. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So, I am not gonna sugarcoat anything. I just want to say, okay, so we're building with the new kit today. I just want to preface my whole voiceover by saying that if this is your kind of like, if you like this style of furniture and this style of, or not furniture necessarily, but this kind of interior, don't take offense to anything that I say throughout this voiceover. It's just a personal preference thing, so just keep that in mind. I hate it, so I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. But I feel like this shouldn't be a surprise. If you know me, if you know where I'm from Denmark. I'm Scandinavian. I don't know. I have a big preference for Scandinavian interior. It's very black, white, and gray, minimal amount of patterns in my interior as well. Like in my apartment, I have a patterned rug in my what's it called, living room, and also a couple of pillows. But that's basically it. My whole apartment is just black, white, and gray. A lot of it just black. So all my walls are white. That's just kind of, it's a very, standard Scandinavian apartment. And I feel like there's a few styles that I kind of can't really overlook my preference. It's just like my hate for these kinds of styles completely override me when I separate myself as a builder from my personal preferences. Cause sometimes I do build stuff that I don't actually personally like because, I do Sims builds. I don't have to always build for me, if that makes sense. But there's a couple of styles that where I just can't overlook my personal preferences, and one of them is Victorian, which I know that I've mentioned on the channel before. The same counts for Gothic, and the same definitely counts for Maximalism, which is what we're decorating in today, or at least trying to, because this is not something that I'll ever be comfortable decorating in. If it's your style, again, please don't take offense to any of this. We all have different tastes in music and interior and books and movies and what else, personal preferences. So I'm not gonna sit here and be like, no, you're wrong for liking this, because like what you like, I just personally don't. I was planning initially on doing an overview yesterday. I got my makeup on, got everything ready to sit down and record this overview, because we were supposed to get our codes, and then, and this probably doesn't help with the whole situation. My code wasn't working. I ended up basically at like 11:30 p.m. yesterday, I ended up buying the pack myself, and then I had to drive my brother to the emergency room, so I didn't really get to decorate with it until today. So that's why you didn't see an overview from me yesterday, even though I actually planned on doing one. I had a title ready and everything, but unfortunately, plans just don't always work out the way that you want them to. But today, throughout the day, I have been decorating on this apartment. So I have, honestly, this is not the color scheme that we end up going with, by the way. I don't really know what we're doing right now. Just ignore it. Honestly, I feel like I don't really know what we're doing throughout the whole video anyway, regardless of the color scheme. But, it's fine. But I've been trying to build on this throughout the day. Also, why this video is up a little bit late. I don't like to record on the day that I release my videos. I like to have them done the day before, just because it's a little bit like, it's less stressful editing footage and then having it up by the evening and stuff. So my rhythm is a little bit off on top of that, but anyway, for this build, I think I ended up going for, because I also didn't want to do this super easy thing and just go with like two tones. So for example, say blue and gold, even though that probably, in my opinion, would have looked a little bit more tasteful than what we ended up going for. But I didn't want to go the easy route. I wanted it to be a little bit of a challenge still, like trying to take on this style that I'm really not comfortable with whatsoever. So I ended up going, in the end, with, right now we're kind of like trying to go for some orange and kind of gold and some pink and blue, and I don't really know what's going on, it's fine, anyway. But I ended up going with more like a teal pink color combination, some silver, white, and also black. So that's kind of what we're moving towards at some point. I think after I place down some items over here in the kitchen, I go back to the living room area and I just decide that it's too much color. There's too much going on for me. I cannot handle it. I need to just calm it down a little bit because this is getting too much. It's out of hand for me. It's not working. I also want to say that I ended up mixing this with a lot of the stuff from Get Famous. So not the mid-century modern stuff, but the other stuff that I've always described as the tacky stuff. Again, please don't take offense. Like, please don't take offense. It's just, when I say that, I just mean it's so far from my own taste that I just, no. So I ended up mixing it with, you know, that kind of, those items. You'll see once we get to the dining room area. I think I take out one of the couches over here actually and swap it with one of the Get Famous couches as well, just because I felt like it would add an extra maximalist kind of touch to have two different couches instead of two identical couches. This is also when we changed the color scheme, by the way, as you can probably tell. I'm like, this is too much color. I'm not doing this. I actually have been debating as well while making dinner if I should just be like, nah, I'm just gonna keep this one to myself. Gonna pretend like this never happened. It'll never see the light of day. I'm just gonna keep this little apartment as a secret to myself, like with myself. But no, here we are. It's up on YouTube. I hope that some of you will like it, but if you are an avid viewer of this channel, my guess is that you're probably, you know, you like more kind of calmer interiors, more minimalist interiors, if you will. I also know for a fact that I'm not the only builder in the community who's been a little bit, what's the word? Intimidated by this pack, or by this kit, I should say, as it's not actually a full-on pack. I have seen some other fellow builders also being a little bit like, am I gonna do this or not? I feel like I've seen a lot of people not even addressing the existence of this kit, which is also fair. I have kind of been debating whether or not I should address it, but new stuff is new stuff, and right now I just needed something new and shiny, so. But will this ever be one of my most used kits? No. Will this ever be something that I'll use on a regular basis? No, definitely not. There's a couple of items that I might have some fun with now and then, but I think this is probably, or I'm just going to take out probably from that sentence, because this will be the only build that I'm doing where I'm using the majority of the items at the same time, because it's not for me. And that's okay. I set my, like, I have limits too. Whenever someone asks me to do a Victorian house, I'm like, no. That's what I feel like about this. That's how I feel about the style. I'm just not gonna touch it again. So also because I don't feel like I actually did good with it, and I hate releasing stuff that, or not stuff, but builds, apartments, whatever, that I'm not fully comfortable with, that I don't feel are worthy of being uploaded to YouTube. So it's probably not gonna happen again. I'm not gonna say never, because that's stupid. Don't never say never, but I mean, in certain situations, of course you can. But for this kind of stuff, I'm pretty sure that I am most likely, I'm 99% sure that I'm never gonna do another maximalist apartment unless I find a nice kind of line between something that I find tasteful and maximalism, which I don't like at all. So there you go. But again, if you like this kit, you know, because I've seen a lot of people being really happy about it over on Twitter too. If you like it, that is, you know, all respect to you. Go like what you like. I really don't care. It's like, you know, we all have different tastes, and I'm an adult. I'm mature enough to know that I can respect other people's tastes and different things. So, you know, yeah. Just wanted to get that out of the way. Just wanted to make sure that you guys know that I'm not going to judge you if you like this kit. I just personally don't. I also, before I started doing the voiceover, kind of debated with myself whether, while doing the voiceover, if I should just go through everything and try to explain to you how, because I suck at explaining, not because you suck at understanding, anyway, how everything ties together color-wise, but hopefully you can see it. I know, maybe that's just because there's a lot going on in this build. It's very busy, so I personally feel like once you've moved from the living room over to the kitchen, or just to the bathroom that we're decorating right now, you're fully focused on that area and you've kind of forgotten what's going on in the living room. But basically, I just tried to add touches of mainly pink, teal, or at least colors close to teal, and then also run with this like gold throughout the entire apartment. You'll also see that here in the bathroom, but also in the living room. So I'm really trying to tie everything together, but it's there's a lot going on, and I know that's the point of this style, of this interior style, but there's still a lot going on, and I'm really trying to make sure that everything is just tied together, and it's difficult for me because there's so much going on, but I'm trying, okay, I'm trying. I will say that I do like at least two of the wallpapers, the one with the flowers and then the one that's a little bit more Art Deco. I do like those kinds of wallpapers. Not sure about the one with the tiger on it because it's a little... Why is there a tiger on it? I also like this mirror right here. I do like that. The rug, I think I already said that I find that one quite beautiful. There's a couple of different swatches to it, so you don't have to go with the super patterned one that I went with in the living room. I think there's two other kinds of patterns on them in different colors too. And my favorite part is probably the wall decor pieces that I know the word, like I know the word, I know how it's spelled, but I don't really know how to pronounce it. So, but you probably, like, I'm using it throughout the whole apartment. It's the white frames, so... Yes, those. I do like those. Those are nice touches. We need more stuff like that that you can just kind of use in different sorts of interiors, not just in maximalist interiors. So we need more like stuff like that, you know. These white frames, I love those. I really enjoy that they've added those to this pack, also because they come in 3 different heights as well. So regardless of what wall height you're playing around with, you can still use them. But as for the rest of the stuff, it's not my kind of stuff, and I've probably said that enough by now. Like, I feel you got the point. But we're still trying to build with it. So anyway, I think this is the last room that I'm decorating, right? I was trying to do something fun with the flooring in here. So I always get questions about how I do triangles. It's just whenever you have a floor out, just click on or press Ctrl F, and then you can just put down triangles instead. So I actually ended up changing it to the other floor that we also got, just because I didn't like how the patterns were basically the same here. The other pattern is a little bit less busy, so I felt like it was better to just swap it out with that one. But it was just to make sure that there was a little bit more going on in here, because I decided not to use a rug. I was trying out the different rugs. Maybe you'll get to see some of the swatches actually if you haven't seen them already, but I'm sure that you all have watched overviews from yesterday that I didn't get to join in on. There was just like a few of us who had issues with the codes, so it's not like a wide thing, or how do you say that? It wasn't a common occurrence, if you will. Just a few of us had issues with the codes, but unfortunately it hit me, and then on top of that, also had to drive my brother to the emergency room. He's fine, by the way. I probably should have said that before, but he's fine, so no need to worry there. I think he just had a little bit of like, I think he had like a sand thing, not corn, that's not what it's called. A pebble? No, that's too big. Some kind of sand in his eye. That was it. So he got something to wash it out with. It's all good. Oh yeah, the swatches. The rug swatches. There we go. Words. Anyway, I think we are at the end of the video, more or less, so I'm going to be wrapping up this video now. Oh, I also like the pictures. I do like the little montage of pictures right there. It's lovely. And also the mirror. Yes. That gets a thumbs up for me. But as for the rest of the items, hard relationship, it's fine. But anyway, if you like this apartment, you can download it off the gallery if you want to. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT, and the tray files, as always, will be found over on my Patreon, which will be linked to in the description box as well as in the pinned comment. But that is all I got today. If you like books, check out my booktube channel. That one is also linked in the pinned comment. And now I'm gonna wrap this up. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye. You can do better, so much better. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder.
dance the night away, I'll kick my shoes off if I want. Let yourself be free and maybe you will